Hey everyone, welcome to Continuous Thunder. Today we are going to talk about Sky Blue, the latest posthumous release of material recorded by country singer and songwriter Townes Van Zandt, available now on TVZ and Fat Possum Records. For those of you who know who Van Zandt is, I don't need to tell you why this album is a big deal. For those who don't, Townes Van Zandt was a country artist who became more well known for his songwriting than his actual recorded material. He's widely considered one of the best songwriters in the genre. His songs have been covered numerous times, and his most popular song, Poncho and Lefty, was famously covered by Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard, among many others. This album, while it's categorized as a studio album, is really more of a collection of rarities. But the fact that all of this was recorded in the same studio around the same time and under the same circumstances kind of unifies everything that's on it. Every other music publication out there has the detailed story of how these recordings came to be, so I'm not going to go into too many details here. But the short version is all of these songs were recorded at the home studio of Bill Hedgepeth in 1973. Hedgepeth was a journalist and a personal friend of Van Zandt, and in 1973 Van Zandt has just come off of recording 6 albums over the span of 4 years containing some of his best known work. The track list on this album is made up of 3 covers, 4 songs that we've heard before in previous releases, 2 alternate versions of previously released songs, and 2 songs that have never been on any other recording. All of the recordings are very raw and sparse, with Van Zandt accompanying himself on the acoustic guitar with the occasional banjo off in the distance. For the most part, these very stripped-back arrangements actually help the tracks, breaking them down to their most basic elements and revealing the quality at the core of Van Zandt's writing. The songs Poncho and Lefty, Rex's Blues, and the Silver Ships of Andalar in particular take on an interesting new feel and weight in these acoustic recordings. The 2 previously unreleased songs, All I Need and Sky Blue, fit right in with Van Zandt's melancholy songwriting with poetic lines like, "Tried everything to set me free, but my chains keep playing tricks on me, and all I need is a place to lay 'em down." We don't know if these songs were finished or still works in progress, but even in their current state, they still carry Van Zandt's signature sadness. 2 of the covers, Forever, For Always, For Certain, and The Last Thing on My Mind, also benefit from these stripped-back recordings. The melancholy tones of these songs are emphasized, and they fit in well with everything else in this collection. However, there are a few songs on here that, while they might be interesting to die-hard Van Zandt fans, don't really add anything interesting to the overall experience. The Hills of Rowan County is an old folk murder ballad, and Van Zandt's version just really isn't that interesting. Dream Spider is a dark concept that one publication said eventually became a song called the Spider Song, but I was unable to find any examples of the final product. Anyway, the track is clearly a work in progress, so it's a little rough. And finally, the Snake song, while the sparse acoustic arrangement adds a little extra sinister edge to the lyrics, it's definitely a song that benefited more from the extra instrumentation on the studio recording that was released on the 1978 album Flying Shoes. Another thing that hurts the album is the fact that these tapes were private recordings, and it's possible that nobody ever thought that they would be made available to the public in the future. Quality varies from song to song, and while you can tell that the engineers tried to do the best that they could with what they had, there's no denying that some of these songs sound like rough demos. Overall though, I give Sky Blue a 3.5 out of 5. It offers a rare look into the creative process of one of country music's greatest songwriters and shows the basic foundations of some of his best work. The rough recordings hurt the overall quality a little bit, but this is going to be a must listen for any Townes Van Zandt fan. But that's going to do it for this round of Continuous Thunder. Now I'd like to know your thoughts. Did you listen to this album? Did you like it? Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Go ahead and leave those opinions down in the comments, and you can also leave suggestions for the next thing I should review. Don't forget that you can follow this channel on Twitter at CT Music Review. That handle is going to be on the screen, and I'll put a link down in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell if you want to know when I have more stuff coming out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.